Good morning. Y'all, I am way too awake and have way too much energy to be this early. I mean, it's not that early. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, but to have done as much as I've done up until this point, I'm pretty proud of myself. So, this morning's devotional, I just thought was fantastic. Y'all know on these, I don't wait till people hop on. So, if you're just hopping on, you'll want to catch the replay. It is going to be very, very short. Today's devotional was talking about how important it is to be thankful for who God is, not just what he's done for us. Hey, Tina. And I think that is something that we talk about gratitude a lot. I know I talk about gratitude a lot. Gratitude is very important with my family. Like every day when we sit down to a meal, we go around the table and say one thing that we're grateful for that happened that day. But something that I personally do when I do my journaling is I sit down and I write down what are 5 things that God is that I'm thankful for. It would just be like your spouse or even your kid, for example. If you are constantly telling them that you're thankful because they're doing something for you, but you're never thankful for who they are as a person, like maybe just to throw out an example, I'll throw out an example of Brett. My husband did the dishes yesterday. So if I only told him that I loved him and only told him I was thankful when he did the dishes or took up the trash or whatever, he would feel very unappreciated as a person. He would feel like the only reason that I liked him and the only reason I loved him was because he constantly did things for me. Now, if I randomly tell him, you're such a good husband, babe, you're so kind, or you're such a good husband, babe, you are so loving, or you're such a good husband, you work really hard, like go to work every day, because that's something that is overlooked a lot with our husbands and even with us. Like that's something that I crave as my husband to tell me, hey, I've been seeing you get up the butt crack of dawn every morning. Like I'm usually out here doing my devotions when he is getting up, taking a shower, getting ready for work. Usually he goes to bed and I go to bed with him, but I usually still have like 30 to 45 minutes of work left. So I just lay on my phone and work while he goes to sleep, and sometimes I'll get back up and finish it. But he sees that. So when he comments on that, like, you're such a hard worker, I love you, it makes me appreciate it a lot more than just the things that I do out of the ordinary. Does that make sense? And God is the exact same way. If we are only praising him for what he's doing for us and never for who he is, then we get it in our heads almost as like, well, I don't love you today because you didn't give me something, right? Or I don't love you today because things are going wrong. Now, in this, my little journal, I'll show you. Well, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to show you because there's other stuff written on here. Yes, I appreciate how hardworking my husband is. I tell him often. That's really, really good. Good morning, Kim. So, every single day, I write down 5 things that God did within the last 24 hours that I'm grateful for. I will read, just give you an example. So today I wrote down I was thankful for extra sleep because Sunday into Monday I always get a couple extra hours of sleep and I love it. I was thankful that I was able to do my prep day yesterday, which by the way, I'm going live on my personal page right after this. So if you don't know what a prep day is or you feel like you're always overwhelmed, I would go check that out. I was thankful Glory made me a cute little Valentine card in Sunday school yesterday. I was thankful Y'all ever sign up for a free trial and forget to cancel it? Please tell me I'm not the only one that does that. So I signed up for this free trial of something literally like 4 months ago. And just last week we sat down, we fine-toothed our budget. We have a huge goal for the end of the year, the amount of money we're going to have in one of our accounts. And my husband goes, what is such and such for $8 a month? I was like, I don't know. And then I realized, oh, I signed up for a free trial when your mom was here in November, and I still haven't canceled. So it was like pulling freaking teeth to get it canceled last night. Obnoxious. Like now I remember why I don't do free trials. But I got it canceled, so I was very thankful that it got canceled. And then last night's sermon was really, really good. So I wrote down that I was thankful for last night's sermon. Like, those are things I'm grateful for that God did or brought into my life or allowed or whatever. I'm watching my phone because I have groceries about to be delivered, and it's like a freaking blizzard outside. So I want to make sure I open the garage so they can come into the garage and, like, unload it and not have to traipse through the snow. So if that happens, I will take 2 seconds, send them a quick text message, then I'm going to open the garage and they can pull in. And then another 5 things I write down, and this is where I make sure I'm thankful for who God is, not just what he does. And that's what today's devotion was talking about that I listened to. So I was like, oh, I need to share this because this is something that I'm so passionate about. Signed up for Dojo. Didn't know he was saying, what's Dojo? I'm assuming it's like a kids app or something. So today, this is how I do 5 things that God is, because I can just write the same 5 things every day. Like, I can get in ruts like that. So what I personally do is I go through the alphabet. I'll start with A. I'll write down 5 things that God is that starts with A. At least 5. I'll just write as many as I can think of. B, C, all the way through. Now, today was T. So I wrote that he's truth. I couldn't think of anything else for T. And y'all, if you can think, let me know. If you have any for any of these letters, like, I don't mind you dropping them in the comments. So then I was like, I'm going to go to U, because if I don't have at least 5 things, I just go the next letter. So U, I wrote down he's understanding. V, I couldn't think of anything. UVW. Then W, I wrote down he's the way, he's wise, and he's a winner, because, right, he's victorious over death. V, victorious. That's a good one. I be surprising myself sometimes. But every single day, I sit down and I'm grateful, and I want to be grateful for specific things that happened over the last 24 hours. The thing to keep an eye on kids' classroom. Oh, cool. I don't know. I homeschool, so I don't do any of that. I always search the letter. Oh, that's smart. That's smart. I don't ever think to Google it. But I am grateful for specific things, but then I also want to make sure that I'm acknowledging, because God's a person. And so oftentimes, we don't think like that. We don't think about the fact that God's a person. Like, when you're praying to him, you're speaking to a person. How would I want my husband to speak to me, right? Do I always want him just coming and asking me to do things for him? Like, and never being grateful? Never being appreciative for who I am as a person? Now, I get it. That's hard to wrap your head around, because, like, you know, he's God. But anyways, very, very simple. I'm going to go live on my page right now and talk about having a prep day and just some ways that you can eliminate some being overwhelmedness. I don't know. But just talk ways to eliminate being overwhelmed. We'll put it that way. And make your week go very smooth. So if you want to check that out, head to my personal page and I will be clicking live in about 30 seconds. Bye.